Hey everyone, Iron Spider-Man here with another comic book video. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while. Kind of forgot about it because, for those of you who don't know, I was in college. I was student teaching. I graduated the middle of May, so I've just been working. But I got promoted at work, so that's been 40 hours a week, if not more. That's been my time. And just wrapping up stuff, looking for a big boy job now. And yeah, I'm sure some of you know some of that craziness. So, of course, I have not stopped collecting. If anything, I'm blowing even more money than before since I got a raise. But a new subscriber to this channel, I'm sorry your name escapes me at the moment, but he left a comment on my most recent Steel City Comic Con haul video and asked me to do a collection video of my Amazing Spider-Man books, like I did with my Iron Man books. And this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while. I actually want to do the Amazing Spider-Man books I have before the Iron Man ones, but Iron Man I completed so easily. Now, like, I'm still working on Volume 1, but, like, I completed Volume 2 to now, like, pretty easily, like, over a month of just eBay and local comic book stores. So that's why I did a video on those. But today is going to be the Amazing Spider-Man collection. This is probably going to be a longer video, so hopefully you'll like it. But it is going to be, pretty involved. And I'm going to start on this box, and it goes to this one, then this one, and then up to that one. Those two are Iron Man. But yeah, so I'll try to tell you guys stories, maybe memories I have about getting these books. Hopefully the lighting's not too bad. Okay, first one, The Amazing Spider-Man -1. This is a flashback issue. Little Peter Parker there reading comic books. Amazing Annual 20. The Iron Man of 2020. Now, this isn't his first appearance, but I really like that armor, and I know in the Iron Man book they're going to be doing something with this one. So can't wait to find out what that is. Because 2020 is just less than a year away. Annual 25. You guys have probably seen some of these books from my haul videos. Annual 28, Carnage is back. Annual 97. Annual 99. I like to put my annuals first. I don't know why. Usually, with DC, I put them at the end. With Marvel, I put them at the front. I don't know. I'm weird like that. What is this? The 2000 annual. I really like that. I like Spider-Man's costume like that with the red and the black. I think that'd be cool if he went back to that. 2001. And see, I remember this image. For any of you who remember, I guess for a lot of people, it would be the PS1 Spider-Man game. I think this was like the cover for it, right? I know I've been a PC gamer until I got a PS4 just to play Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure this is what the cover was for all of them. I'm not really sure. All the games, the PS1 games, the PC games. I just remember on my PC version, this was the cover. Oh, I have another one. Don't know how I did that. Annual 36. Now this one, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the one where he's sitting down with Aunt May, and they're talking about how Uncle Ben and Aunt May met, and that guy that Aunt May dated before, who was actually a criminal. I think this is that one. Amazing Spider-Man 14. Wish it was the real number 14, but it is the Ace edition. Saw this in my LCS a few years ago. I love the cover, and obviously the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. The first two, those are my favorite Spider-Man movies. I didn't really like anything that came after that, so had to get that. Amazing Spider-Man 70. I picked this up at a con years ago, like I want to say 2013 or so. Really love that. Actually, I had a wallet that was this part right there. I think I still have that somewhere. Amazing Spider-Man 97. This is the, there's no approved by the comics code on here because it talks about drugs. That's this issue, 98. Which I always think this is funny. There's no back spider and Spider-Man on this one. I always thought that was funny. And there's one more without the drug code. It's in my CGC box. I'll see if I can show you guys that later. Amazing Spider-Man 113. I believe this is the first Hammerhead. I think this is the first Hammerhead. 125, The Origin of the Man-Wolf. Picked this up at, not the April con, but I think the December con. Love that artwork. Amazing Spider-Man 126. There's something significant about this, too. I think it's like Harry Osborn is not revealed as the Green Goblin, but like it's revealed that he's going to be becoming the Green Goblin. I'm not sure. Amazing Spider-Man 149. First Clone Saga, or the pre-Clone Saga, which I like the Clone Saga. I know a lot of people don't. 162. This is the first Jigsaw. Yeah, this is the first Jigsaw. 172. I believe. I don't know if this is the first Rocket Racer. It might be. I know it's also where Peter proposes to Mary Jane for the first time. Amazing Spider-Man 180. Amazing Spider-Man 194. This is the first appearance of the Black Cat. I want to get this upgraded. Amazing Spider-Man 200, just a landmark issue. Meets the Burglar again. 202. .210. This is the first Madam Web. Or Cassandra Webb, either way. Which a lot of you guys, if you watch the 90s TV show, you know exactly who she is. 212, first Hydra Man. See, I'm so happy I got this. I got this back in like 2014, and I remember it because I was buying. It was right after Captain America: The Winter Soldier came out, and I was at Steel City Con, and a guy had this for $5, and I picked up this and the two Winter Soldier cut, like the first Bucky Barnes' Winter Soldier. I think was it Captain America 6, the two variants. I got those two in this for like $40. He was like, oh, I'll just throw this in for free. So technically, I didn't even really pay for this, and now it's a hot book because rumor is he's going to be in Far From Home, which, I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm not a fan of Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home. I don't know what it is. I like Tom Holland, I do. 238, first Hobgoblin. I like Tom Holland. I don't like what they're doing with him. I don't like his story. I don't like anything, or like any of his like side characters. I don't enjoy. Every time I see Homecoming, I hate it more and more. I don't know. Am I the only one who thinks that? I still love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, the 1 and 2. I think they still hold up. The Amazing Spider-Man movies, I know there's a lot of fan love for it, because it was like, it was more of a movie than, because like the first two Tobey Maguire movies, it's like, well, they only had they didn't have 30,000 different retellings of Spider-Man's origin to like pull from. They didn't really have Ultimate Spider-Man yet. It was just getting off the ground. So it was, I don't know. Like, the first Amazing Spider-Man was okay. I liked aspects. I don't know. The suit, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, that's kind of a cool design. There's other times I look at it, I'm like, that's so stupid. I don't know. I love the Lizard school fight scene. I hate how he cannot keep his damn mask on in that movie. I hate that how Captain Stacy died. I don't know. There's a lot in there that isn't that great. Wait a minute. Why do I have a book out of order in here? I'll fix that later. 312. Also, I think Green Goblin's probably my... Green Goblin and I want to say Carnage are probably my favorite Spider-Man villains. And I really loved the, was the Red Goblin story. Also, another, might be an unpopular opinion, I don't love Todd McFarlane art. I don't know, like, just look at, he can't do faces. Like, what the hell is happening there? I don't know. It's him, Peter and MJ always look super weird. I'm just not a fan of his artwork. I know a lot of people love him. A lot of people that, you know, grew up with his stuff are very nostalgic for it, and that's cool, but it's just, I don't know. Not a fan. To me, like, this is good Spider-Man art right here. When I think of, like, good Spider-Man artists, I think, Mark Bagley, definitely, which he started in 351. Mark Bagley art for Spider-Man. Actually, I have 2 issues. This one is Mylard. That's another thing I'm starting to do. Some of these will be Mylard bagged and boarded. What I want to do is I want to go through my Iron Man, my Spider-Man, and I think Green Lantern collection, and I want everything in Mylar's bags and boards. Because this is stuff I really care about. What was I saying? Oh, I love Mark Bagley art, Steve McNiven, the Giuseppe Camuncoli, I think is his name. He did a lot of more modern Spider-Man stuff. Who else? Can't really... Oh, I love Ryan Ottley on the current stuff. Love Ryan Ottley on Spider-Man. He did a great Invincible run. I love his art. But yeah, I don't know. I just... how this start. Todd McFarlane. Losing track of thoughts here. Just not a huge fan of Todd McFarlane art. I don't know. I also have 2 copies of 365. This is the first Spider-Man 2099 appearance. He's a great character. Thanks. And all of these books have been mostly Comic-Con or local comic book store pickups. What I try to do every Wednesday when I go for New Comic Book Day, I try to get 1 Iron Man and 1 Spider-Man back issue. Just trying to fill in gaps. Venom. See, anyone else too miss the... I liked Venom when he started. I thought he was a good villain. And I really liked when Flash Thompson became Venom. And I wish he still was Venom. Currently, I know he's dead in the comics. But I really liked him as Venom, Agent Venom. That was a fun read. Had a very Batman Beyond feel to me. And I love that. Hulk. Yeah, most of these aren't really anything special. But, I mean, Spider-Man books, they're always sell, always a hot thing. Now we're getting into more of the clone stuff. That's another thing. I mean, a lot of people I know hate the Clone Saga. They hate Ben Reilly. I love his suit. I loved the Jackal as a villain. I loved the entire story because, like, maybe during the time reading it, you would be pissed off. Like, I also had the benefit of reading, like, years later, like, many years later, reading all these stories. And at the very beginning, because, like, you know, I was reading comics and whatnot when they were like, oh yeah, Peter Parker is, like, he's not Spider-Man, it's been Ben Reilly this entire time. Like, again, I was young, but, like, even then I thought, like, no, that can't be true. Like, they're just doing it to mess with Peter's mind. Or something. And that's what it was. It's like a giant mind F. Like, it's no, Peter, I'm the original, you're the clone that's been an entire time. And, I don't know, I was fine with that, because it's just another tragic thing that happened to Peter that makes him grow as a person and as a hero. So, I was fine with that story. I never minded the Clone Saga. And again, even this suit, like, I really like this suit for Ben Reilly. I really wish this suit, I guess it's technically called the Sensational Spider-Man suit. I would have loved for this to be a skin in Spider-Man PS4. Or even that, Spider Carnage. I love this cover too, like all the heroes in the background. Spider-Man just on the Statue of Liberty. Speaking of Spider-Man PS4, I'm just going to talk about like all kinds of topics today, guys. I'm showing you the books. I don't know, I feel like you get bored if I just showed them and did nothing else. Spider-Man PS4, I mean, I'm kind of late to the game. I did a review, obviously, on it. I've been playing it through again because I kind of forgot a lot of stuff. So I'm like going back through, playing it. Love the game. Love all the suits you can do. I love like everything you're capable of doing. Couple nitpicks, I guess you could say. Let's see. I hate Mary Jane in the game. I think she is so dumb. Being a reporter, I did not like what they did with her. Also, I don't like her design. Just something about her looked weird. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. But, I didn't like her at all. I thought it was dumb that she was, like, basically becoming what Peter did as a job at the Daily Bugle kind of thing. I mean, I know he was a photographer, but I don't know. I didn't like how they did that. Let's see. I did not like Miles Morales. I know a lot of people, you know, that was like, oh, that's what made Miles cool for them, but I've never liked Miles Morales. I've never cared about him. It's just, he's not a character I like. I'll see if I can try. He is basically just a black Peter Parker. And, you know, like, there's nothing wrong, obviously, with black superheroes or another Spider-Man. Nothing's wrong with that. But, like, people, I don't know, they try to, like, they play him up as, like, how great he is. And I'm like, he hasn't really done anything. Like, if you read the Ultimate Comics Spider-Man series, it's a lot of him just, like, screwing around, not knowing what he's doing. And, like, yeah, I know, Peter had that too, but I don't know. It's like, he just is like, well, I'll be a hero because I'm a hero. Like, he has no, like, real motivation to fight crime, and, like, he just, when you think about it, he lines up with Peter way too much. He, you know, his uncle dies. Yes, I know Miles' uncle was the Prowler, and Miles may have had a hand in helping him get killed, but he has an uncle who dies, so the tragic uncle thing, and the uncle meant a lot to him because that was, like, his safe place growing up. His mom ends up dying, so again, more tragedy. He has the Spider-Man no more, like, I don't want to be Spider-Man, my mom died, kind of, like, emotional crap. And then again, like, gets pulled back in because it's, like, a sense of responsibility. It's just, you know, like, just nothing to me makes him special. And I hope I don't get too much crap for that, but, like, that's just my opinion. I'm just sharing it. If you like Miles, you know, like, that's fine. Like, I don't, you know, if you like him, like him. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. But, you know, just, I had Devils of that book. I don't know. I don't care for him personally. But yeah, those are, like, my two biggest problems of the game. Other things are, I liked the villains in the game, although I wish Doc Ock would have been established already. Like, I wish Doc Ock was Doc Ock already, like, not just, oh, I'm still Otto Octavius, I just haven't had my accident yet. I would have liked, because, I mean, Peter's, what, 23 in the game? And he's just, you know, I don't know. He's still, like, Doc Ock still isn't around. Because Doc Ock was one of the first villains that Spider-Man ever fought. It was like issue 3. So, I just wish he would have been around sooner. See, I like some of these covers, but this interior, I know, the interior is not good on some of these books. I forgot to mention John Romita Jr. earlier when I was saying favorite Spider-Man artists. John Romita Sr. and Jr. And, who else? Oh, Gil Kane. Love Gil Kane artwork. But, this right here, I think it started a little further back. Issue 1, where they first rebooted Spider-Man back at number 1, all those eons ago, when reboots were not a thing that often. That's my favorite run of Spider-Man. Issues 1 to, I think this goes to 58, and then, 500. Jeez, I had a few issues in here out of order. I'm sorry, guys. That's like my favorite run of Spider-Man. The art, the stories, that's my favorite stories of all time of Spider-Man in the main series. I even liked, I know a lot of people might not agree, I liked Sins Past? Now, before I dig myself into a deeper hole, so Gwen is my favorite love interest of Peter Parker. I wish they never would have killed her off. She's my favorite. I like her more than Mary Jane, and I just, you know, like, don't get me wrong, it's a great story, her death, and it's very emotional, and how Peter and MJ move forward is great, but I still, like, you know, I'm a Peter and Gwen person. That's just how I feel, because she was the first person that was like, you know, maybe Peter's having shit at home going on, or, you know, like, maybe he's not such a bad guy, and everyone else just would write him off. And, you know, like, I don't know, I think the world needs more people like that. She's like, to me, she's a little bit of a symbol of hope. Like, there are good people, and, you know, there are people that obviously care about you, even at times where it doesn't seem like it. I don't know. I really like Gwen. So, I liked the Sins Past storyline. If you think about it, it is well written, it is well constructed. However, I hate it because it ruins Gwen. And, like, we know, like, none of that ever happened, that crap. Her with Norman Osborn, none of that happened until JMS was like, oh, well, like, let's create something to, like, give Peter Parker further shit in his life. And, I don't know. Again, it's a good story, I like it, but I hate it because it ruins Gwen. But I am glad, though, that, like, no other writers since JMS will reference that storyline. Because it's unneeded. 50 beautiful Campbell covers. Sorry for the shaky cam, guys. I'm also kind of moving around here, trying to get into a position where I can reach back this far. Terry Dodson. Love his Spider-Man artwork. Or him and Rachel Dodson. They're like a husband and wife team, I think it is. I just know their artist's name. Also, some of these covers, I think, are the best covers on any comic ever. I mean, some of the best Spider-Man covers, I think, come from this time. Double-sized 500. This was, The Last Stand Spider-Man, which is introduced. Also love that story, where he has, like, that leather jacket and black pants as a costume. Loki. I used to have him right here. I used to have this on a t-shirt when I was really young. My mom took me to JCPenney's and she bought it for me because I reached out and grabbed it. There we go, since passed. That's the director's cut, 509. It's the regular. Who's the Mike Deodato, Mike Deodato, whatever, Jr. Love his artwork too. I thought he had really good interiors for these books. That's like this. I like realistic art, like as realistic as possible. I'm not a fan of like the cartoony stuff. This is a good story too, Skin Deep. Charlie Wiederman. That's another thing. What do you guys think of stories where it's like, oh, this totally happened back when Peter was in high school, but it was never, you know, seen type thing? Like, in this Skin Deep storyline, kid named Charlie, I think it's Wiederman, and people call him Wienerman. He was a friend of Peter's that, like, he was like the new bully, or the new kid to be bullied in school, and Peter, you know, was catching a break with Flash and everybody, and Peter, like, sees that opportunity to, like, finally get, you know, Flash and them off his back. That's one box done. And it talked about, or it showed, like, Peter was friends with this kid, Charlie, because he was a geek like Peter. And they, you know, they sat at lunch together. They kind of were like friends until Charlie moved. And Charlie was always, like, unstable, and because, Charlie brought a knife to school to deal with Flash, but he ended up dropping it, and Peter got in trouble for it because he took the blame for having the knife. So, it just... And they're, like, you know, it went back to, like, oh, he was in high school when this happened. I was okay with that story because it doesn't really interfere with anything major, but, I don't know, like, stories where they, like, retcon... Not retcon, but, like, oh, this totally happened back at Spider-Man's origin. What do you, like... I don't know. I think it's funny when writers down the line who aren't even the original creators are dealing with, like, the origin. Like, to go back to the Steve Ditko days and be like, oh yeah, this totally happened. Like, well, did it? Because Steve Ditko and Stan Lee didn't write it or draw it that way, so, like, did it really happen that way? I really love this art during this run too. I think it's, what, Ron Garney or something? Or he did... Yeah, Garney. He did, these books all the way through... I think it's Back in Black. 38 Clayton Crane variant. Back in Black. I love this story too. This is where Peter gets like super dark. You know, it shows what Peter would be like, you know, basically if he had the symbiote back, like he didn't hold back. This isn't the symbiote, this is a cloth version of the suit that he had stashed away. Fisk. See, I really want Tom Holland's Peter Parker to face off against Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk from Daredevil. I threw this in here because it's part of the story. There we go, back to the Amazing. Mephisto, Brand New Day. Again, might be an unpopular opinion. I really liked Brand New Day. I didn't like how it happened, if that makes sense. I didn't like that it was Mephisto, a demon, who was, like, changing time and all of that. I mean, I'm fine with it because I know it can be changed back, hopefully, one day. And we got, like, Mr. Negative out of it. But I don't know, like... I like it, but I don't like what they did with Mary Jane. Because this was also around the time Mary Jane just finally started getting good. You know, she was an actress. I don't know. Like, she had, like, her simplest story could still be entertaining. Like, she was an entertaining character to be. She matched the Spider-Man life. Like, I don't know. Like, it was perfect that she was finally there. And then she was... I don't know. Then they kind of ruined her. Phil Jimenez. Love his artwork, too. He's super detailed. Freak. Oh, what is this? Chris Bacalo. Hate his artwork.